Thank you, dear friend, for being here today. You didn't just stumble upon this video. You were guided. Whether it was the sudden appearance of 11:11 on the clock, or that dream last night, the one where you wandered through a palace bathed in golden light. Touched by an energy you couldn't explain, something brought you here. And deep down, you feel it, don't you? That this is not just another random video. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were meant for more, but couldn't quite explain why? Like you carry an energy of elegance, of inner royalty, of beauty that transcends the physical, but the world hasn't fully seen it yet. And what if that inner glow, that magnetic balance inside you, is actually a sacred code, written in the stars, meant to unlock not just abundance, but wealth beyond imagination? If you are a Libra, or if your soul vibrates with harmony, beauty, and a deep longing for a life of both luxury and peace, then this is your divine confirmation. This is a message from the cosmos, calling you home not to an old life, but to the one you were always meant to claim. Because Libra, the truth is, you were never meant to live small. You were designed for elegance, for magnetic love, for wealth that flows to you as effortlessly as your smile draws hearts. This is not a fairy tale. It's your forgotten destiny, hidden behind lifetimes of sacrifice, self-doubt, and silence. And today, we begin the journey to reclaim it. But before we dive in, grab yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea. Get comfortable. This is not a video. This is an awakening. You and we're about to step into a realm few dare to enter. A realm where money listens and responds, where beauty attracts fortune, where your past lives echo the power you've been too afraid to claim in this one. So stay with me all the way to the end, because there's a secret waiting there, a rare astrological window that could unlock something life-changing, but only for those who are ready to receive it. Tell me in the comments, I am Libra, born to attract abundance and luxury. And don't forget to like and subscribe, not just for the algorithm, but as a sacred signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. Now let me ask you this. What if the only thing standing between you and the life of your dreams was one cosmic truth about your zodiac sign that no one has ever told you until now? You love elegance, don't you? The soft touch of silk, the golden shimmer of candlelight against crystal glass, the quiet, composed beauty of a well-curated life. You notice the small things others overlook, the symmetry in chaos, the harmony in a broken room, the poetry of a glance. That's what makes you Libra. That's what sets your soul apart. But even in all that beauty, you felt it, that ache, that strange emptiness that comes and goes like a ghost, as if something precious slipped through your fingers before you were old enough to understand what it was. There's a silent war inside you, isn't there? One side of you just wants peace, a gentle life, a beautiful space, love that doesn't shake the ground. But the other side, oh, the other side burns. It whispers at night, it stares at ceilings, it dreams of palaces, jewels, and a life where you don't just survive, you radiate, and it hurts because you're caught in between. You look around at your current life, the bills, the noise, the endless to-do lists, and none of it feels like you. It's as if you've landed in the wrong timeline. Let me tell you something no one ever dared to say out loud. You're not being unrealistic. You're remembering. You're not just craving wealth and beauty, you're aching for a version of yourself that already lived it. A version who walked barefoot across marble floors, who sat in rooms where the air itself smelled like rose oil and ancient power, who spoke little because everyone listened. That memory isn't fiction. It's imprinted in your soul, coded into your spirit like a divine signature. This is why you're never fully satisfied with just enough. Why mediocrity makes your skin crawl. Why something deep inside you rebels every time someone tells you, be grateful, don't ask for more. Because you know you were made for more. Not from ego, but from truth. From a place of deep, sacred knowing. Your soul didn't come here to chase survival. It came to reclaim royalty, to reawaken the abundance that was once your birthright and still is. You don't desire luxury just to show off. You crave it because it reminds you of home, a home you can't explain. A vibration so high, so golden, that your current life feels like a shadow in comparison. And that's okay. That feeling of not belonging? That's not you being broken. That's your inner compass, pointing you back toward your true frequency. So if you've ever felt out of place in this world, like your standards are too much, your tastes are too refined, or your dreams are too big, understand this: you're not asking for too much. You're just remembering a life where those things were normal. You were born with divine codes of wealth and harmony, the kind most people don't understand, because they've never felt it in their bones like you have. And here's the part that stings. You've probably spent a lifetime trying to dim your light, to make others more comfortable. You've made yourself smaller, quieter, more agreeable because somewhere along the way you learned that being too much meant being alone. But the truth is, your energy was never meant to blend in. It was meant to elevate, and the discomfort you feel in ordinary spaces, that's your soul refusing to settle. Let that sink in. The world may try to tell you that your longing for wealth, beauty, ease, and balance is indulgent, but in reality, it's sacred memory trying to push through your current reality. That longing is a divine breadcrumb, a call back to alignment. You're not materialistic, you're energetically encoded for elegance. You're not greedy, you're magnetized toward majesty. There's a difference. You were designed not just to witness beauty, but to live within it, to be surrounded by it, to breathe it in like oxygen. And when you don't, when you settle for less, when your soul shrinks into a life that feels too gray, too noisy, too ordinary, that's when the imbalance begins. That's when the soul aches. But here's the good news. That ache is your invitation. That discontent is your map. You're not lost, you're remembering. And this video, this moment, this very breath, is the start of something sacred. A realignment. A realignment. A remembering of who you were before the world told you to forget. So take a deep breath, let your shoulders drop. And hear me when I say this, Libra. You are not meant for a mediocre life. You are not here to struggle endlessly, to apologize for your standards, or to deny your divine desire for a life of ease, beauty, and wealth. You were born to be a living embodiment of balance and luxury, and the universe knows it. The stars remember, and deep down, so do you. Now, let's continue, because the next part of this journey will reveal something that may change the way you see yourself forever. There's something about you, Libra. People may not always know how to name it, but they feel it the moment you walk into a room. A certain glow, a calm elegance, the kind of energy that doesn't shout, it whispers, gently, but so powerfully that everything around you starts to soften. You don't have to try. Your presence alone says, I belong in beautiful places. And the truth is, you do. There's a natural magnetism in you. It's not loud or overdone. It's in your gaze, steady, serene. It's in the way you choose your words, thoughtful, harmonious. It's in your ability to turn even the most ordinary moment into something poetic. That's not just personality, that's energy, that's frequency. And it's been with you from the beginning. You don't have to chase money, not in the way the world tells you to, because when you're aligned with your true Libra essence, money finds you, it recognizes you, it flows where beauty resides. It gravitates toward harmony, grace, and the soft confidence of someone who knows their worth without screaming it. You see, your power doesn't come from hustle. It comes from alignment, from beauty, from vibration. And do you know why? Because you are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, yes, but also of luxury, sensuality, and wealth. While others burn themselves out chasing external validation, you were given a different path. One paved with rose petals and golden light. One where you attract rather than chase, because Venus doesn't run after anything. Venus magnetizes, Venus receives. And so do you, when you stop dimming your radiance. Venus gave you the ability to see beauty in everything, and in doing so, to create beauty wherever you go. That is your wealth frequency. That is the secret. Because beauty is not just about appearance, it's a language, a portal, a form of currency in the energetic world. When your life reflects beauty, balance, and peace, your vibration becomes irresistible to abundance. This is why some people envy you without even knowing why. It's not about what you wear or how you speak. It's about how you make them feel. Safe, seen, balanced. Like maybe, just maybe, life doesn't have to be so chaotic. Like wealth can feel soft. Like power can be gentle. You carry the archetype of the divine muse, the embodiment of effortless attraction. That's why, when you're fully aligned, opportunities seem to show up without explanation. Money appears. People want to collaborate. Doors open. And you're simply being you. You didn't chase. You remembered. Remembered how to walk like royalty. How to speak like someone who already has everything. How to decorate your world not for show, but because your soul craves symmetry, harmony, and beauty like air. But here's the key, Libra. This energy only flows when you stop apologizing for it, when you stop second-guessing your standards, when you stop shrinking to fit into places that weren't built for someone as refined as you. The universe rewards authenticity, and your authenticity is elegance. People often misunderstand the Libra way. They think it's passive, superficial, but they don't realize to embody calmness in a chaotic world is strength. To cultivate beauty where there is ugliness is power. To maintain grace when life throws imbalance is mastery. That is your secret weapon. That is your currency. And it's time to use it. The moment you embrace your natural aesthetic gifts, your love of refined beauty, your taste for peace and harmony, you open the gates to unimaginable wealth. Because wealth isn't just money. It's frequency. It's a state of being. And you, Libra, were born vibrating at one of the highest frequencies there is, the frequency of sacred elegance. So don't force, don't chase, don't become hardened by a world that doesn't yet understand the magic of soft power. Stay true to your essence, and the universe will respond, because it always does. Not to effort, but to energy. You don't need to run after the gold. You are the gold. And when you remember that, truly remember, you become unstoppable. In the next part of our journey, we'll dive even deeper. Because this frequency you carry, it's not just about attraction, it's also a legacy, a soul memory, a wealth blueprint passed down through lifetimes. And it's time to unlock the vow you made long before this life even began. There are whispers that live inside you, not thoughts, not memories, whispers, a sensation, a presence, a pull towards something you can't name, yet you've always felt it, like a crown placed on your soul before you ever opened your eyes in this lifetime. Have you ever met someone for the first time, but your heart responded like it had waited lifetimes for that moment? Or walked into a space that smelled of roses and warm incense, and suddenly felt like you'd returned to a place once called home? These aren't coincidences. These are echoes. Echoes of a life you once lived, and of a vow you once made. You see, Libra, you weren't always like this. There was a time in a realm not far from memory when you didn't question your worth. You knew who you were. You were royalty. Perhaps not in title, but in essence. You walked corridors lined with silk and sunlight, held conversations with artists and mystics, made decisions that shaped the fate of many. You were the balance keeper of your house, the magnetic soul others turned to, not just for advice, but for vision, for beauty, for clarity. And in that life, in the final hours of that golden existence, you made a vow, a soul promise, that if ever your bloodline, your family, or your cosmic tribe fell into darkness, you would return, not as a warrior, but as a healer, as a light, as the one who carries the codes of harmony and wealth, and would rise again to restore what was once sacred. This is the life you returned in. This is the time. That lingering dissatisfaction you feel, that longing for beauty, abundance, and elevated living, it's not vanity, it's not ego, It's the memory of who you were and the mission you chose. You didn't come back to suffer. You came back to remember, to awaken, and to lead others out of scarcity and imbalance through your vibration. Somewhere, lifetimes ago, you stood beneath a moonlit sky, hands wrapped in golden cloth, speaking a vow into the stars. I will return when they forget. I will rise when beauty fades. I will bring back the light of grace and wealth when the world no longer remembers how to hold it. And the world forgot. But you didn't. You've carried that frequency in your bones. That's why the noise of the modern world feels unbearable. That's why you crave the quiet elegance of candles, the sacred slowness of luxury, the deep harmony of a life lived in alignment, because your soul doesn't recognize chaos. It was trained in stillness, in velvet, in power that doesn't roar but radiates. So when people tell you to just be realistic or to settle, understand this. They're speaking from a frequency you transcended lifetimes ago. Don't listen. You're not here to shrink. You're here to complete the vow. It's not just about your abundance. It's bigger than that. Your wealth is a key that unlocks doors for others. Your light is a lighthouse for those still trapped in the storm. When you rise, when you remember entire timelines shift, you're not dreaming too big. You're simply remembering a life where wealth was sacred, where gold wasn't greed, but gratitude, where every beautiful thing carried intention, and where your presence alone was enough to bless a space. So if you've ever felt the chills down your spine when you hear a certain piece of music, if you've ever cried for no reason while looking at a Renaissance painting, if your heart aches at the sight of vintage jewelry, grand staircases, or books filled with ancient wisdom, that's the call. You are being called back to the vow. And no, not everyone will understand. Not everyone is meant to. Because you are not everyone. You are the chosen one in your soul line. You are the key, the code, the memory that survived the forgetting. So say it softly now, or in your heart. I remember, I return, I rise. And as you breathe those words into existence, feel the shift, the gentle unlocking of something sacred inside you, the beginning of your soul's return. Because the truth is, you never lost your crown. You only needed to remember where you placed it. And in the next part of our journey, we'll go deeper into the moment of awakening, into the choice that Libra must now make between the identity of the past and the power of the soul that's ready to rise. There was a time when you chose peace over pride, when you held your tongue, swallowed your needs, and smiled through situations that chipped away at your soul. You called it balance. You called it maturity. You told yourself, it's okay, as long as everyone's happy. Because Libra, you were trained to protect the harmony, even at the cost of your own heart. But that time is over. Because something has shifted, hasn't it? You feel it. A silent rebellion rising inside. A sacred refusal to keep dimming your light just to keep others comfortable. You've begun to realize balance doesn't mean self-sacrifice. Harmony doesn't mean invisibility. And love? Real love doesn't require you to shrink. You're not here to keep the peace anymore. You're here to redefine it. To create a new kind of balance, one where your needs, your worth, your abundance are no longer optional, but sacred, untouchable, central. You see, the version of you that once gave away everything just to avoid conflict? That version served a purpose. It was the healer, the peacekeeper, the gentle soul who chose unity over ego. But that chapter has closed, because now, you're not meant to bend, you're meant to build. This is your awakening, Libra. You are no longer the one who waits at the edge of the room, hoping to be chosen. You are the center now. You don't orbit around anyone's expectations anymore. You move with the gravity of your own light. That silent inner royalty that has been asleep for far too long is finally opening its eyes. And yes, it will feel unfamiliar at first. You'll catch yourself still wanting to explain, to over-apologize, to make yourself smaller, just in case someone feels intimidated by your glow. But you must resist that old programming, because you don't owe anyone your silence anymore. This new chapter of your life? It doesn't require approval, it requires authority. Not the kind that shouts or demands, but the kind that simply is. The kind of presence that says, I know who I am, I know what I'm worth, I know what I bring. And what you bring, Libra, is balance with power, beauty with boundaries, wealth with wisdom, a divine fusion that the world desperately needs right now. You are not here to beg for scraps of attention, love, or opportunity. You are here to command the room silently, gracefully, undeniably. Because when you rise into your true energy, the world rearranges itself around you. When you stop chasing approval, approval chases you. When you stop justifying your desires, those desires begin manifesting. That is the power of your new balance. A balance where light and luxury coexist, where money and meaning hold hands, where your heart and your crown are finally aligned. And here's what the world doesn't realize about you. Even your softness is strategic. Even your quiet is powerful. You see more. You feel more. You balance energies that others can't even name. That's not fragility, that's genius. That's cosmic design. So no, you're not here to keep choosing less. Not anymore. That era is done. You've graduated. You've ascended. And now, your role has changed. You are here to be seen, to be honored, to be wealthy not just in money, but in self-worth, in space, in sovereignty. You are not selfish for claiming your throne. You are not wrong for choosing your light. You are not cold for walking away from what no longer serves your divine timeline. You are not the one left behind. You are the one who remembers the way forward. So take this moment. Let it sink in. Let it become a ceremony in your mind. The moment you stopped explaining and started embodying. This is your time to reclaim your crown, not just spiritually, but energetically, financially, physically, luxuriously. You are not here to adjust to a broken system. You are here to build a beautiful one. And in the next part of our journey, we will begin that building not with effort, but with ritual, with the sacred return of your power. A ceremony that will call your soul and your wealth home. Now that you've remembered who you are, it's time to reclaim what's yours. This moment, right now, is not just another minute in your day. It's a portal, a sacred space where energy shifts, timelines realign, and the soul, your soul, comes home to its wealth. So I invite you to create a sacred corner, just for you. You don't need much, just a candle, a coin, a small piece of paper, and a few quiet minutes. Let this be your ceremony. A ritual of remembering, a quiet rebellion against scarcity, a gentle royal return. If you can, dim the lights. Put on soft background music, something that feels like silk and starlight. Let the air around you slow down. Now light a pink or gold candle. Let the flame dance. Let it reflect in your eyes. This isn't just wax and fire. It's the embodiment of Venus, your ruling planet, the goddess of luxury, love, money, and magnetism. Pink brings softness. Gold brings royalty. Together, they call your essence back into alignment. Next, hold a coin in your hand, any coin, any currency. This coin represents not just money, but material reality bending to your energy. It symbolizes the flow of abundance, the ease of receiving, the solid gold reminder that you were never meant to struggle. Rub it gently between your fingers, whisper to it, feel it become warm with your energy. Now, take a piece of paper. On it, write these words: I am worthy of a life filled with wealth and peace. Feel that sentence as you write it. Let it echo through every version of you, past, present, and future. Let it overwrite the stories of struggle, of smallness, of waiting. You are not here to wait anymore. You are here to receive. Then, carefully, with love, burn the paper safely over a bowl or a sink. As the smoke rises, see your old limitations dissolving. Feel the weight of other people's expectations lifting off your shoulders. Hear the whisper of your soul saying, "Finally, you're back." 1. Now place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth, and speak these words slowly, with reverence, like a sacred vow. I call back my noble soul. I no longer live in limitation. I return to the light, to wealth, to the luxurious life I was born for. Again, say it louder, bolder. Let your body feel the shift. I call back my noble soul. I no longer live in limitation. I return to the light, to wealth, to the luxurious life I was born for. Stay here for a moment longer. Let the new energy settle. Let it coat your aura like liquid gold. You are not just doing a ritual. You are realigning with the frequency of Venus herself. With elegance, with ease, with effortless magnetism. And as you sit in that energy, remember this world needs more Libra energy. It needs your taste, your beauty, your grace, your standard. The more you rise, the more you give others permission to do the same. So don't just hear this, live it. Practice this ritual often, especially when you feel disconnected, overwhelmed, or tempted to shrink back into your old self. And if this ritual moved something in you, say it in the comments now. I return to the light, to wealth, and to the life I was born for. Write it, claim it. Let others see your light and rise with you, because the universe is listening. And in the next chapter of our journey, we'll uncover what happens when old energies, old people, old habits, old versions of you try to pull you back, just as your breakthrough arrives. And now comes the test. Because every time you rise, the old world takes notice. The moment your energy shifts, when you stop leaking light, when you reclaim your power, the vibrations of your past begin to tremble. And like moths drawn to a flame, the people, places, and patterns you thought you left behind, they come crawling back. But don't be fooled. You might receive that message from the one who ghosted you, that we should catch up from the person who never saw your worth. An old job offer, a project you outgrew, a friendship built on imbalance. Even the voice in your own head, whispering doubts wrapped in nostalgia. It will feel familiar, safe, comfortable. But comfort is not your calling. And make no mistake, they are not coming back because they love you. They're coming back because they feel the shift, because your energy no longer feeds them, because your light no longer bends in their direction. And they don't know how to exist without the version of you that gave too much, asked too little, and apologized for shining. This is your warning, Libra. Beware the illusion of almost right. No, because not everything that glitters is gold, and not every returning person or opportunity is meant for your new vibration. Some of them are beautiful lies dressed in familiarity, designed to pull you off your path, to keep you small, to siphon your energy, to test if you're really ready to choose you this time. Because here's the truth. Some energies are like counterfeit money. They look shiny, they feel valuable, but deep down, they are empty. They don't circulate. They don't multiply. They don't elevate your life, they drain it. You've worked too hard to remember who you are, to let a ghost from your past write the next chapter of your future. So, when that message arrives, when the invitation shows up, when your mind tries to tempt you back to the version of you that tolerated too much pause, breathe and speak these words out loud. I no longer live in the old frequency. I do not return to the place that kept me broke spiritually, emotionally, or financially. I choose truth. I choose wealth. Say it again. I no longer live in the old frequency. I do not return to the place that kept me broke. I choose truth. I choose wealth. You are not cold for saying no. You are not cruel for closing the door. You are clear. You are sovereign. You are done settling. This is your moment of mastery, the final guardian at the gate of your abundance. And the only thing it wants to know is, will you protect your new energy even when the past comes wrapped in sentiment? Because the universe is listening, watching, not testing your worth, but testing your alignment. And when you pass this test, when you say no with love but say yes to your expansion, the real gifts begin to flow. So, say goodbye to the noise, to the fake gold, to the almosts, and keep walking toward what's real. Because in the next part of this journey, we step into the full expression of your rebirth, where the new Libra is no longer becoming, they are arriving. You are the diamond that was hidden for far too long, but not anymore. The dust has settled, the veil has lifted, and now the light of your soul, that royal, radiant, Venus-blessed soul, is ready to shine unapologetically into the world. You are not just a Libra. You are a frequency, a feeling, a force, a living embodiment of balance, beauty, and bold abundance. And if you've made it to this moment, to the end of this sacred transmission, I want you to know this. You didn't just watch a video. You remembered a part of yourself. You remembered the royalty that lives in your blood. You remembered that wealth is not greed, it's gratitude in motion. You remembered that choosing yourself is not selfish, it's a reclamation. So here's the truth. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply awakening. And now that you've awakened, you get to walk differently. You get to set boundaries like someone who knows their energy is sacred. You get to spend, save, give, and receive like someone who knows money is a mirror of inner alignment, not outer hustle. You get to say no to the noise and yes to the soft, golden power of who you really are. You are the storm and the stillness, the artist and the alchemist, the luxury and the light. So, as we bring this journey to a close, let it be a beginning. Take these truths into your day. Write that affirmation on your mirror. Light that candle again tomorrow. Speak to your future as if it already knows your name. Because it does. The version of you who lives in beauty, wealth, and deep, graceful peace already exists. It's time to meet them. And if this video stirred something in you, if you felt chills, tears, clarity, or power, I invite you now to anchor that frequency by commenting this sacred affirmation. I claim my royal abundance. I am Libra, born to shine in luxury. Let this be your declaration to the universe. Let this be your moment of arrival. And if you found value here, if your soul whispered thank you, at any point, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone you love. You never know who might need to remember their light today. If you feel called to support this channel even further, feel free to tap the super thanks button below. Every bit of support helps spread this message of hope, healing, and higher frequency across the globe. You are not just watching, you are part of a movement, a ripple of light. Oh, and don't forget, there's a special gift waiting for you in the video description. Go check it out. You deserve it. In our next video, we'll dive into the lucky numbers of Libra and how to activate your wealth frequency using feng shui, moon energy, and sacred placements in your home. You do not want to miss that one. So turn on the bell icon, stay close, and get ready. Your journey into cosmic wealth is just beginning. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What topics or rituals would you love to see in our next video? Is there a specific part of your Libra journey you want deeper insight on? Drop your thoughts below. This channel is our space, and your voice matters. Remember this always. You deserve wealth. You deserve happiness. You deserve a beautiful, full, luxurious life. And I am so honored to walk this journey with you. Thank you for being here. Until next time, stay glowing, stay grounded, and always choose your royalty.